Welcome back, boys and girls. So today we are going to be focusing our learning on the letter A. Now, for the letter A, it's a very important letter because it's one of the vowels in the alphabet. There are 5 vowels in the alphabet, A, E, I, O, U, and today we're going to be learning about the letter A, specifically about the short A sound and the letter A, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is practice making that short A sound. Now, I want you to close your eyes and think, what is happening in your mouth when you're making that ah sound that matches the letter A? That short A, sound. Ah. Do you notice, boys and girls, that when you're making that ah sound, the tip of your tongue is touching the bottom part of your teeth and your tongue is rounded when you're making that ah sound. Practice a few more times with me. Ah. Okay, so now let's sing about the letter A, the short A sound, with our song for short A. Ready? So if you don't know how to read the words at home, that's okay. You might know how it goes because you know the song, row, row, row your boat. Ready? So 3, 2, 1. Short A. Short A makes the ah sound. Apples, ants, and alligator make the ah sound. There you go. Okay, let's sing it one more time. Short A. Short A makes the ah sound. Apples, ants, and alligator make the ah sound. Okay, so now let's see if we can look at all the different ways that the letter A might look like. So let's look at our chart of letter A's. Now if you notice, boys and girls, the font for the uppercase A, no matter how you look at it, usually has something in common in that it almost looks like a triangle with a missing bottom and a line across the middle. The short A is where it gets a little bit different. Some lowercase a's, not short a's. Some lowercase a's is where it gets a little bit different. The lowercase a can either look like a magic C, and we call it a magic C because the letter C can make all different types of letters, but it looks like a magic C going up and then coming down. And then it can also look like a sort of short line with a belly if you look at it. It looks a little bit weird. That's a fancy A. There are a lot of fonts that have this type of weird looking A, but that is the only tricky part about the letter A, really. Other than that, it's very similar in that the uppercase A's look like a triangle with a missing bottom and a line across the middle, and the lowercase a's are the ones that look a little bit different. But they either look like this or like this. And if you look at our chart of letter A's, these are just some of the ways that the letter A can look like. So now let's see if we can practice finding the letter A amongst different letters. Ready? So let's look at this chart of letters and let's look at the first row and think, amongst those 3 letters, which one is the letter A? Point to it. Awesome. Let's look at the next row of letters, that green row. Think, which one is the letter A? Point to it. Okay, let's look at our last row of letters, those blue letters, okay? So let's think, which one is the letter A? Point to it. Okay, pat yourself on the back. So now, boys and girls, we are going to be looking at some pictures. And these pictures, all when you think about the word, have the short A, sound at the beginning. Ready? So let's look at our first picture. It's of an apple. Apple. Now think, which one is the letter A? Point to it. Okay, let's look at our next picture. It's of an alligator. Now think, which one is the letter A? Point to it. Let's look at our next picture. It's of an ant. So think, which one is the letter A? Point Point to it. Let's keep going. So our next picture is of an alpaca. Alpaca. So think, which one is the letter A? Point to it. Okay. Let's keep going. Our next picture is of an ambulance. Ambulance. So think, which one is the letter A? Point to it. Terrific job. Okay, let's keep going. Now our next picture, I know a lot of you know what this is an angry bird. Angry bird. So think, which one is the letter A? Point to it. Okay, awesome. We have just a few more pictures. Our next picture is of an avocado. Avocado. So think, which one is the letter A? Point to it. Okay. Our last picture is of an astronaut. Astronaut. So think, which one is the letter A? Point to it. There you go. So now let's work on our letter formation for the letter A. Ready? So for the letter A, you can go from top to bottom, angled line, top to bottom for the other side of an uppercase A with the line across the middle. And then the lowercase A, I like to say this chant when we're making the A's that we usually use in school. It's magic C, fly up like a helicopter, and then come down. So let's watch that a few more times. And if you want at home, trace with your finger. Okay, let's come back together. So now let's practice making some letter A's on our whiteboard right here, okay? So make sure you're practicing at home with a pen and pencil and paper, or with a whiteboard and a marker, just like how I'm doing. So for the letter A, you are going to make a sort of slanted line going from top to bottom. Make sure you touch those lines, the top and the bottom. Another slanted line with a line across the middle. And then the lowercase a, the ones that we usually use at school, not the fancy A's, but the ones that we use at school, it's a magic C, fly up like a helicopter, and then come down. Let's do a few more together. Top to bottom, line across the middle. Magic C, fly up, and then come down. Let's do a few more, and I'll do them on this side since I ran out of room over here. Top to bottom, line across the middle. Magic C, fly up, and then come down. Okay? Well, thank you for working with me today, boys and girls. I can't wait to work with you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.